What's going on, guys? Welcome back to Season 2 of my NHL 21 Chicago Blackhawks Franchise Mode Series. Last year, we actually kind of surprisingly made the playoffs. Unfortunately, we got booted out in the first round by the Colorado Avalanche. Pretty good team. The Sharks actually went on to win the Stanley Cup, which is also kind of surprising. Even though we actually made it to the playoffs and got booted in the first round, still got a pretty good player in the first round of the draft, and Jesper Wallstedt should be our goalie of the future. Right here you can see the computer has us set to a buyer team stats, which again is equivalent to champion beforehand. So pretty stacked lineup. Also did kind of insane offseason. As you can see, we signed both Alex Ovechkin and Taylor Hall. I was hoping to get one of the two, as well as Dougie Hamilton. Hamilton went to Detroit. I figured why not sign the two best forwards available. So a lot of people are saying, you know, I need to start the rebuild, trade Taves, trade Kane, trade Duncan Keith while they still have value. The thing is, this team's actually not that bad. The whole point of a rebuild is to rebuild your team so you can be a Stanley Cup contender. There's a good chance that this team is a Stanley Cup contender already. So I'm going to play it by ear and see how they do. If trade deadline rolls around and we're just kind of like a bubble team and I'm not too confident, I'll definitely start moving some guys out. For sure Ovechkin, as he is on a one-year deal, so there's a chance he won't re-sign with us anyways. He's getting older. I think I'll have a ton of value. Could definitely get a ton back for him. I mean, 95 overall there. Playing with Strome and Kane, I'll be playing like a 98 overall. So hope for some big things from that first line, especially Strome, 24, still has that medium league potential. Love for him to get to like an 88. And you can see his buddy DeBrincat's already an 88, which is pretty awesome. Playing with Taves and Hall. You then got Kubalik on the third line, now an 84. Playing with Dox an 83. Nylander actually got up to an 81, even though his potential is only low elite. Fourth line there is fine. Kampf, Walmart, Fantasiev went from like a 64 to 78 in 6 months. Defensively, Keith and Botfist still in that top pair, getting a +3, which is huge. We got Murphy, Martinez, Zadorov, and Bodwin. Goaltending-wise, Ranta decided to keep as a starter. Subban backing him up. Again, Wallstedt will be the goalie of the future. In the AHL, we got Lucas Reichel on that first line, getting a +3. Senyshyn we signed. Really nothing too crazy for their offense. Defense, everyone's getting a +1. I feel like at least a couple of these guys should be able to make the NHL team. For sure, Vlasic in a couple of years. Signed Dave Line there to be the AHL starter. Again, I've already mentioned him a couple of times, but Wallstedt hopefully can kind of turn into a goalie for us. He's got that medium franchise potential, so want to see some big things. Before we actually get started here, guys, one thing I was noticing, so I checked free agency, middle of September, there's still some actually pretty big names out there. Sergachev being the number one, wants $8 million for 4 years, but for 1 year it costs like 4.4, and I think we can give up a second round pick and offer him like just under 4. So I'm going to try and clear some cap and make that happen. We actually have to get our second round pick back. Chernek's also here, so 2 Tampa Bay defensemen. I noticed they have $6 million cap space, so they can definitely keep one. I'm hoping we can get the other. I even got Olofsson here, Colin Wilson, Lehtonen, Galchenyuk, so you know there's still 6 80+ overall guys available, but I'm definitely looking at one of the younger Tampa defensemen. And next, guys, I want to thank today's sponsor, Tennis Clash, one of the best mobile games I've played in a while. It has an equipment system with cool RPG elements, so if you guys want to try it for yourself, links in the description. As well, the best part, it's completely free to play. Speaking of, I'm actually going to get into a game right now. I'll show you guys one of these live matches. So it's pretty simple, honestly. We're just going to enter a tournament here. You can actually like enter for a certain amount of coins, and then there's a prize pool at the end. So we got Federer there. Hopefully he's not as good as the real Roger Federer. I have played one game already. I got the W. Hopefully I can keep it up here. I feel like this guy we're playing is pretty good. We actually just went up 2-1. I think it's first to 5. So we got the lead. Hopefully can keep this thing. You got to basically be accurate with where you place the ball. I find most of the time I'm losing points. Basically just hitting the ball out of bounds. Like right there. Alright, so it's match point. We're up 4-2. Send one at him. Alright, come on, come on. That's out of bounds. There we go. Easy as that. GG. If you guys want to challenge me at all, you think you're better, TacTixHD, send me an invite. Some other really cool aspects of this game is the ability to play with different characters, decide what ability you want to focus on, whether it be forehand, backhand, or agility, play 1v1 live PvP matches with real players around the world in the different arenas while progressing through the leagues. You guys saw I am now 2-0. As well, you can actually choose different outfits for your characters. Tons of awesome ones to choose from. So what are you waiting for? Go to the video description and click the special link to get 200 gems and 500 gold. As well, you'd actually be helping support the channel, which obviously I'd be very thankful for. Again, guys, it's completely free to play. I highly recommend it. Now, let's go back to the video. So like I was saying, guys, our first order of business is actually getting our second round pick back from the Columbus Blue Jackets, offering them Connor Murphy. He's actually a bit of a cap dump who will help us sign with those defensemen. 80 overall, making 3.8 for 1 more year. Buffalo's third round pick, and then Sorella, who's really not that good. 20 years old, still only a 61, low top 6. He had the same value as someone that was like 21 and 71, which I'll never understand. Columbus actually tons of cap space. I think it's at like 22 million, so I don't think the cap from Murphy will matter too much. We'll see what they say. Trade accepted. We're calling up Clegg. That's awesome. And so next year, guys, we're making Sergachev a 1-year offer at $3.9 million. Again, we do have the cap space now to actually offer him a bit more money, but we'd have to give a first-round pick, and in case we miss the playoffs, we start rebuilding. It turns into Wright, Savoy, Lambert. I don't want to do that. Although, in an overall, Sergachev at 23 years old, it wouldn't be the worst thing ever. So we'll see if Tampa Bay matches this. If he says yes, the thing is, too, we can definitely just keep waiting, a few more days. I'm sure that price will continue to drop. Usually it drops till about October, and then it actually starts to get more expensive. At least that was the case in NHL 20. Hopefully, it just keeps dropping up until the last day you can sign. Finasai, I'm definitely not trading. His age, his overall, is just too valuable. Waiting to hear back from Sergachev. If he does say no again, I'm hoping his price will have come down. We can remake the offer. Decide to reject your offer. Alright, so we'll see if he's maybe gotten a bit cheaper in the last few days. So I waited a few extra days. Sergachev's asking 4.1, so we're only 200K below. I feel like he's got to say yes now. Alright, guys, so Sergachev rejected our offer again, and like I was mentioning, as you can see, he now wants 5.4 for 1 year. So I don't think we're able to get Sergachev, but Chernak, I think we can definitely get, 1 year, 2.7. Wow, okay. That's even better, honestly. Again, Sergachev, looks like we would have had to give a multi-year deal. He just kept saying not enough money and not the years I want. So, lucky for Tampa, I guess. Chernak, we could even do $3 million if that somehow puts pressure on them. I don't know. And I'm thinking we might as well do 3.9 here for Chernak on a 1-year deal. That way, makes it tougher for Tampa to match. Now, if they don't match, they'll still have $6 million, in which case they probably are able to keep Sergachev, but that's fine. And there we go. Chernak did accept our offer. We gave him an extra $1 million. Currently 1-2 here to start the year because Sergachev took so long. Tampa Bay chose not to match your offer. I didn't think they would. That's pretty awesome. So to sign Chernak, guys, here's an updated look at our lines. Obviously, second D pair looks a lot nicer now with him and Martinez. The entire D core just got a whole lot better. Kind of crazy, honestly. We upgraded Murphy, who was like 30 years old, 80 overall, to Chernak, who's 24, 84. And all it cost us was a Met prospect and a 3rd-round pick. Also, too, I didn't show you guys the special teams yet. That first power play unit gets a +3. Kubalik, Strome, Kane, Hall, Ovechkin. All offense, but Ovi, Hall, and Kane. You got 3 of the best shooters in the NHL. You're pretty much just set. Even the second unit here is pretty stacked. DeBrincat, Taves, Doc, Boqvist, Nylander, like I was mentioning. I think this team actually has a decent chance at the Stanley Cup. The 4-man power play, the first one's all offense. Actually, they're both all offense, just because our offense is a lot better than the defense. First penalty kill unit there gets a +3. 3-man penalty kill, both get 0, which is pretty good. Again, I don't know where the center is supposed to be. By default, it actually put Taves in the left D spot, as that's where the center used to be. So again, I'm going to have one of each. That way we kind of just have our bases covered. So this team looks pretty solid to me. A lot of good young players that should get better over the season. Some awesome veterans, I think, in Ovechkin, in Kane. Hall, who's currently ripping it up. He's got 7 points in 4 games. Let's actually sum it to this Columbus game, see what our stats are looking like. Again, Columbus had a ton of cap space. I don't expect them to be like a great team or anything, so we should be higher rated than them, but always nice to kind of compare yourselves. So let's see here. We have 97 offense. That's ridiculous. 88 defense, and then 82 goaltending. So again, the goaltending stats actually a lot more accurate now. It's basically just starter plus backup divided by 2. Offense 97. That's got to be one of the higher ones in the game. So we'll see if this offense can carry us. Again, if not, we'll be active sellers at the deadline. But if we're looking pretty good, no reason to tear this team down yet. So nothing December here, guys, with a 23-11-5 record. So we're playing pretty good hockey. Again, if we keep it up, no reason really to tear this down quite yet. Taylor Hall over a point per game by quite a bit. He's got 48 points right now in 39 games. We're first in division there, 3-point lead on the St. Louis Blues, and we have a game in hand. So we'll see if we can keep this up again. Trade deadline comes around, and we're still first in the division. Maybe we'll trade Ovechkin because he's older, 1 year left, if we can get awesome return. But other than that, probably keep the team together. And we just got a trade offer here, guys, from the Devils. Butcher and Jordy Ben for Bodwin in a 5th. It'll really depend what Birch's rating currently is. He's a rental, though, I just noticed. 84, so he's pretty solid, but he is a rental. Bodwin, already an 80 at 22 years old. He's growing pretty well. He's been a bust for me before in the past, but he's growing pretty good. I think it'd be tough to give up on him. What's Jordy Ben give us? He gives us nothing. So yeah, it's basically Bodwin for Butcher, who's a rental. So I'm going to say no, because even though we're not rebuilding right now, that also doesn't mean we're trying to trade away young players. So we're at the deadline, guys, with a 39-17-6 record. I believe we're first in the division. It just went away there. And yeah, we are for a 6-point lead on the Blues and 2 games in hand. That's pretty nuts. Alex Ovechkin is crushing it. I said I wanted to trade him potentially. 83 points, 62 games. We might have to hold on to him and just go for the cup here, boys. Flames 74, first in the Pacific. We're better than anyone in the Atlantic. And the only team in the league that's better than us is the Rangers, who got gifted Lafreniere a couple years ago. And honestly, looking at our roster, I feel like the only hole is probably like defensive depth, and maybe we could get a better goalie. I think Doc maybe went up from 82 to 83. Keith's actually gone down from 86 to 84. Bachfist goes up to an 88. Wow, and I think he's he's about to get paid. So Keith we could trade. That's an option for us. Goaltending wise, let's see, how's Ranta doing? Less than a .9 and over 3 goals against. That's not good. Okay, so Ranta and Keith, I might try and trade. Taze is still playing quite well. 33 years old. What is that? 68 points. That's over a point per game. Kane's also crushing it. We have just a ton of offensive power there in the top 6. But yeah, Keith's dropped by 2 already. So before he drops any more, let's try and send him out. Try the trade deadline here, guys. We got to choose our trade status. I'm not exactly sure what to do because I do want to try and get rid of Keith and Ranta, but obviously maybe bring in players too. So I'm thinking conservative buyer. I kind of want to do a bit of buying and selling, to be honest. So we'll enter the trade deadline here and see what's out there. Wow, Serdichev's on the block. Tampa Bay never got him signed. Contract 0 years left. Why wouldn't he have accepted our deal? We literally offered him like $200K less than what he was asking. I guess he missed out. Sucks to suck. Weber and Price. Taze is there. I must have to update my trade block. Forsberg, Spurgeon, Suter, Stahl, JT Miller, Nick Suzuki as well. 85 overall. You guys can see I bumped him up to high top 6. He got to an 85 in like a year and a half, so I think that is pretty fair. And right here you guys can see our updated trade block, Duncan Keith, Anti-Ranta. I just have the 2 guys because those are really the only 2 guys I want to move. Obviously, we can be active and try to make a trade of our own, but if someone offers us something, even better. And first trade of the day, New York Rangers get Nick Leddy from the Islanders for Schneider in a second, which kind of an expensive price, honestly. All right, guys, I feel like I just got one of the worst trade offers of my life. 2 seconds and a prospect for a second and a third. I don't know how this helped us. I mean, I guess the Ottawa second's probably higher than ours, but still seems like a pretty bad offer. So I've been trying to make a trade, guys. Still unsuccessful with like an hour left in the deadline. I see Carolina, Matt Benning. He's like half trade value. I did notice. I'm just going to go for it because, you know, I've been taking too long trying to get the perfect trade. Florida has Demko on the block. 26 years old, 84 overall, making $1.5 million one more year. Bobrovsky's dropped to an 84. I think EA had him like 87. I dropped him to 86 or 85. I'm not trying to trade for Bobrovsky, my bad. I just wanted to show you guys that. I'm trying to trade for Demko. So I'm going to see Anti-Ranta, 2 overall less, $4 million for 2 more years. Stankoven might be a bit expensive, but honestly it gives us a better goalie and it clears cap space. You know what? I think Stankoven's too good. Let's try Rasanen, and then we'll try, I guess, 4th rounder this year. Arizona's 4th. Florida having too many players. We got 20 minutes left. Oh my, just give us worst player you have. Hopefully 1 year left. Okay, perfect. Value's pretty equal. Trade accepted. All right, that's actually awesome. We get a better goalie in Demko. And again, we have, what was that? Ranta was making like $3.5, $4 million bucks off the books for a couple more years. Keith still has not been traded yet. Haven't got any offers either. We got like 13 minutes here. The thing is, with trading Keith, I didn't want to just trade him for picks. I wanted to trade him, basically flip him for a better defenseman, which kind of hard to find. A lot of it's just like Drysdale, like prospects. But again, I do think we have a shot at the cup this year, so it's tough to just kind of trade him for nothing. Samuel Girard, 23.84, $5 million bucks for 6 more years. 4 minutes left. See if we can throw this together. This is gonna be so last minute. Keith, 3rd, Girard. Last offer. Oh, trade deadline complete. What was the offer? What was the offer? I never even got to see it. Wow. I'll have to look at the edit because it came up then went away. So we had the last deal of the day. Again, I think that deal for Demko is really nice. Again, I spent a while trying to find a team I could trade Keith to, where I'd also get like a young top-ranked defenseman back, which is tough to pull off. Detroit there got a Chari, Miller, Ennis for a 1st, Grew, and McIsaac. They got 2 bottom 6 forwards, Ennis is middle 6 at best, and a bottom pairing defenseman for a 1st, a former 3rd round pick, and a former 2nd round pick. Those trades make no sense. Matt Benning went to the Hurricanes for 2 prospects. I saw, like I said, a lot more trade value I think than he should have. Seth Jarvis for Coburn, Komarov, and Smith. William Karlsson, the Predators, for a 2nd and a 3rd. See, how does Karlsson go for a 2nd and a 3rd, but then like 3 depth guys go for the 1st, 2 good prospects? Let's see. Jacob Trouba goes to Nashville. Pittsburgh got Will Butcher. Blue Jackets, Chris Kreider. David Riddick goes to Vancouver. JT Miller, Brett Ritchie, and Louis Eriksson. Very interesting trade. Vancouver also got a first-round pick. So JT Miller's a very good player. Brett Ritchie's okay. But then St. Louis takes on Eriksson's contract. Vancouver gets back at first into Riddick. So that's actually probably kind of decent, to be honest. Buffalo there got Justin Holl. Just kind of Matthias Ekholm goes to Edmonton. Ryan Suter to the New York Islanders. That's a big one. Minnesota gets Heinen, Ennis, and Gauthier. And then they traded, I think, 2 of those guys or all those guys. Detroit got Brock Nelson. Boston got Braden Holtby. Pittsburgh got Frank Petrano and Patrick Hornqvist for Alexiev McMichael and a second rounder. Again, that's a lot to give up. LA gets Ryan Murray, Joel Edmondson. We already saw that first New York trade. So, only made one trade. But I do think it was a solid one. It's going to show us the bigger ones, although that wasn't even that big. Ooh. For free? Gressel? Oh, he's only a 79. He should be at least a low 80. And he's making 3.6 for 2 years. That's a tough contract. So obviously, guys, after that trade, Demko's our new starter. You can see he does have slightly better stats than Ranta. .901 save percentage, 3.17 goals against. And that's playing on a much worse Florida Panthers team. Also, he's still 26 years old, so if he has a good rest of the season, a good playoff run, could he get up there to like 85, 86. Worst case scenario, we lose him for nothing. But like I said, that would still have cleared up some cap space with Ranta's contract. So again, I think we're going for it one last time here in 2022 because I do believe this team has the potential to be a Stanley Cup champion. If we miss, though, then I'm going to for sure trade Keith, maybe Taze. Ovechkin, we'll see whether or not he wants to re-sign, but could probably still get like a third-round pick just for his rights at the draft. Hopefully, we can win this cup here, then go full rebuild and maybe win another one in a couple years because we already have a lot of young pieces, but see what happens the rest of the season. Also, guys, I just hired an NHL goalie coach, so apparently we didn't have one. I must have missed the notification last season where the guy we had's contract was up, so hopefully this also helps Demko. For goalie, it's all about teaching. You can see he's A+. Also, too, on top of that, I noticed we have 80 staff chemistry. The coach staff morale is happy. So I think the coaching staff for right now is looking really good. So really don't need to make any further changes there. So nothing that season here, guys. As you can see, the Rangers have 112 points. They were our competition for the President's Trophy. We have 111, one shy. Are you kidding me? Still, though, a very, very good year. 51 wins, 22 losses, 9 overtime losses. We actually tied the Maple Leafs there, who also had 111. So very happy with how this team did. I think we do have a real shot at the Stanley Cup. Ovechkin went off. 50 goals. You'd love to see that. 66 assists. 116 points. I mean, I feel like he has a very good shot, both the Maurice Richard Trophy and the Art Ross Trophy. Still 95 overall at his age. What is he? 36 years old. 116. But I guess it makes sense when you think about it. He's 95 overall, playing on the first forward line, first power play unit, so he gets 20 minutes of ice time a night. Plus on that first line, or actually both the first line and the power play gets +3. So he's basically playing like a 98 the entire time. Hall 105. So both free agent signings came in and we're like, you know what? This team, they're going to start playing better. Kane's still 96. Like, that's no small feat. Strome 95. He's still an 86. He's going to be like a 90. He's got to be. And we gave him that 1-year deal. So he's going to want to get paid. We are going to be, I think, in a bit of cap trouble here. Jonathan Toews, 85 over point per game. If he grows, he might be worth keeping with 1 year left. DeBrincat had a point per game. That's insane. We had 6 guys on our team. Literally, the entire top 6, which I said was stacked, all put up a point per game or better. 116, 105, 96, 95, 85, 82. Ridiculous. Kubalik, 51. Keith still put up 49. I feel like he definitely could be traded for something. Doc, 46. I mean, I guess we could even trade Taze, have Doc step into that second line center role next year, help him grow. Again, Bachvis being an 88 now is huge for us. Nylander, 34 is not really too bad. The rest is just like bottom pairing D-man, fourth line, not really a big deal. So Demko got even better stats. I mean, you got to think they're pretty bad already with Florida, but 21, 13, and 4. He finished with a .906, so save percentage went up. 2.85 goals against. Goals against went down. I'm pretty comfortable, honestly, with him as our starting goalie. Let's see his stats on our team. 7 and 4, .906, and 2.85. Well, actually, that's the stats for us. Okay. For some reason, I thought I'd show combined stats, but apparently not. Quick look at the AHL. Highmore, 57. Lucas Reichel, 42. I'm hoping, he can start growing a bit for us. We'll also take a look at the entire NHL league. I feel like Ovechkin's 116. It is. Look at that. He wins the Art Ross, and Hull got second. We're the 2 highest scoring players in the league. McDavid still has 1 game left to play, so he could pass Hull. McKinnon, Draisaitl, Patrick Kane. We have 3 of the top 6. Kucherov, Rantanen, and Huberdeau. Pretty ridiculous. Unfortunately for Ovi, though, McKinnon actually beat him out for the Maurice Richard. Matthews tied him there. So still, I mean, like I said, a crazy, crazy year. Very impressed with just how good this team was. We win the Central, of course, only beat out there by the Rangers, 112. they lucked in Lafreniere. What are you going to do? So we're tied with Toronto, trying to see any surprise teams up here. I mean, the Sharks won that cup last year. Otherwise, Detroit 10th. That's actually a pretty big surprise, to be honest. Anaheim 13. Let's see, anyone squeaking? Or actually, no, it's the top 16 teams. All look to be making it. And last in the NHL, the Arizona Coyotes. You gotta feel bad for them. I mean, luckily they at least have their first round pick this year. Or, even in the game they didn't have to forfeit them or whatever. So don't feel too bad. I do wonder. Oh my gosh, look at that. Goals per game. We had over 4 goals per game. No one else was in the 4s. Next best was Winnipeg, 3.62. I mean, yeah, we were just insane. We also had the most power play goals of any team there, 75. So feeling pretty good about this team here heading into the playoffs. Now, what I'm actually going to do, guys, is just sim game by game for the first 2 rounds. I feel like period by period just makes it take so long. In the first 2 rounds, it's not, quite as big of a deal. So we got the Dallas Stars here. I mean, they're a pretty good team. They made the Stanley Cup final, only a couple seasons ago. We'll see how we match up with them. Thomas Tatar's down Anaheim Duck. That's interesting. So Dallas, we'll see what they look like. Ben, Seg, and Radulov, that first line's intact. They got Brian Russell on the team now. Kyle Turris, 85, like I said. That's why it makes sense, I guess, for them to give up 2 good prospects. He's only making $1.5 million. Hintz, only an 83 is kind of surprising. Facts, so Gurianov, Komos, Zekas, Dickinson. Defense, Heiskanen and Klingberg's a sick top pair. They got Dumoulin on the team now. Honka's back. Bishop's the goalie. Kudobin's still backing him up. Okay, so looks kind of what you expect. I feel like they've actually made their team a bit better, but on paper, has to be better. Led by Ovi, Hall, Kane. Again, those 3 guys. Someone's got to get hot in one of the games. So, first game here. Come on. 5-2 loss. All right, that was at home. 6-3 loss at home. What the heck? 3-1 loss in Dallas. How? I don't understand. All right, we'll switch it up. Maybe simming game by game wasn't the play. Come on. 0-0. Taze, thank you, captain. 3-1, let's go. Keith and Kane. So actually all 3 leaders, the C and the 2 A's, score the goals for us. Keep us alive there. Heading home for game 5. If we win this, we have a bit of life. Down 3-1. At least it's not, 3-0 anymore. See if we can come back in this one. Okay, that's not good. Yeah, it didn't matter simming period by period, game by game. 6-2 there. We're such a good team. I don't know how that happens. And next year, guys, figured I'd sim the first round of the playoffs to the AHL team. And we actually beat the Manitoba Moose there. 3-1. And now we have the Texas Stars, so hopefully you can get a little bit of a redemption here for the NHL team. So we lose the first 2 games. One at least was OT. I think we actually... Oh, okay. I wasn't sure, because it's like lagged a bit. I thought we were going to get swept. We did win game 4, but unfortunately lost in 5, so... I still can't believe, Dallas, you're such a better team on paper, but we'll get to the draft now. Hopefully can somehow make a play for a top 3 pick. I noticed actually that there's a made-up guy who apparently is going to go before Shane Wright. He's got franchise potential. I don't know how good this guy's going to be. Then, though, it's Savoy and Lambos right after him. Our scouts still don't work, so it's basically after those top 3 guys. Or I guess after, the top 10, you kind of know our medium elite. It's pretty much just the wild, wild west trying to scout right now. Winnipeg Jets, Stanley Cup champs. San Diego Gulls, Calder Cup champions. I feel like they won last year, so they're back-to-back Calder Cup champs. Good for them. We'll take a look, obviously, at the awards playoff tree. Florida jumps up to 1 from 11, first overall pick. Vancouver 2nd, Islanders 3rd via Colorado. That's got to hurt for the Avalanche. But I mean, they've been on the opposite side of that, too, when they had the Ottawa pick. Arizona drops to 4. LA gets a 7th pick via Vegas. So hopefully can make some sort of play, like I was saying, for a top pick. I wouldn't mind dangling a superstar or whatever. Taze, 5 points, 5 games. Isn't too bad, but I don't know. I guess we had awesome regular season success, and the playoff success is just not there. So let's see. After Dallas beat us, they then lost to the Jets, who went on to win the Stanley Cup. They beat the Oilers in 7, and then the Leafs in 7. That'd be a fun Stanley Cup final. The Leafs there swept the Hurricane, then beat the Bruins in 7, finally got by them. Lightning in 6 in the conference final, then, of course, lost to the Winnipeg Jets. I'm curious, just did guys not show up for us in that first round? I mean, if you think about it, our top 6 all had a point per game or better in the regular season, and the only one who was a point per game in the playoffs was Taze, so they definitely didn't do as good. Demko's stats, that's pretty rough. I mean, I don't know if we can put it all on him, but those stats definitely aren't the greatest. So take a look at the awards next. Fortunately, no team awards for us. Individual. Ovechkin, of course, got the Art Ross trophy. He also got the Hart. John Carlson back-to-back James Norris trophies. Kucherov gets the Lady Byng. Stevens there, made-up guy, Calder trophy. So Rangers have him, and they have Lafreniere. Are you kidding me? Scheifele, Conn Smythe. I can see that if Winnipeg wins the Cup. Halak with the Vezina. That's very interesting. He's not even that high rated. Montembeault, William Jennings, shared with Campbell. They lost Anderson, and they made it that far with Montembeault and Campbell. What the heck? Shattenkirk, Bill Masterton. Flames coach Jack Adams. Bergeron gets the Selke again. Ovi also got Ted Lindsay. And then, of course, McKinnon, we know, won the Maurice Richard. So AHL here. We made the playoffs. I don't think we won the division or anything. I just got to double check. Individual awards, Scott Lawton, most points. MVP. Zegras, most goals. Medvedov, outstanding rookie. McQuaid, best D-man. Martin there, best goalie. Stolers was MVP of the playoffs. Phil Pila's in the AHL now. Sportsmanship. Blue Jays, I hope I said that right. Community involvement. Again, I'm always curious how they picked that award. Then Eric Comrie actually, lowest goals against. All right, so we'll get to the draft. I'm not against. I wonder, like, Florida's got the top pick. Could we dangle current RS Trophy winner Alex Ovechkin and our first round pick in front of them and maybe make that trade happen? Like, that'd be kind of wicked if we could pull it off. Retired players, Jason Spetz on the Winnipeg Jets. Louis Eriksson retires, so he was part of that trade with Vancouver as a salary dump. Doesn't look great now that he's retired. Giordano, that's a big retirement. UC Jokinen, who's in the KHL real life. David Backes, Dubinsky, Goligoski, Molson. I didn't even realize was still in the game. He looks rough in that pick. Hainsey, Brian Boyle. Really no one too crazy, honestly, retiring here. And for goaltenders, Chad Johnson, 75. Again, I lowered him because he's an 80 before that, which makes no sense as he hasn't played hockey in a year. So we'll get to the draft. I really want one of Wright, Savoy, or Lambert. Giordano, Dubinsky, Backes all became coaches. Hainsey, Goligoski, Thompson are scouts. All right, guys, we're at the draft now. We got to make something happen here. Come on, Florida. Have your pick on the block. It's not. Neither is the Canucks or the Islanders. I thought that was the Coyotes pick, but it's the Preds pick. And, I mean, right there, the 2, 3, and 4 are the three guys we want. As the first pick is going to be the made-up guy. I mean, 5 could still be a really good made-up player. This Somers guy, probably medium elite. Same with, like, the next 3, honestly. I wonder, like, how much value does that pick have from Florida? Not even max. Okay. Ovechkin, look how much value he has for just his rights. Like, that's pretty ridiculous. It sucks there's no way for me to see if he wants to come back. Now, the thing is, even if he does, both Bockvist and Strome need new contracts. They're 89 overall. They're both going to want, like, $7 million plus. Doc's going to get a bit of a raise now in 85. Chernak's going to want a bit more money. I feel like if we can make this trade happen, it makes sense to move on from Ovi with his age, coming off a career year. Ovechkin plus our 26th. The value's actually pretty equal there with Florida. We're not going to take back Bobrovsky, but we could take back somebody who sucks. I guess Johns, whatever. I don't think they go for it, but we'll give it a try. Trade rejected. The value just isn't where it needs to be. Again, Ovi, it's literally his right. I don't even know if we'll have enough money to re-sign him. Could add a second as well, seeing as we don't really know what's going to go on in this draft. Stankoven. I mean, Ovi's rights, Stankoven, and a first for Shane Wright. As I'm going to take Shane Wright. I'm not going to take the computer guy. I think it's definitely still worth it for us. We'll see what they say. Trades rejected. Woefully insufficient. Wow, so I mean, you know what? Screw Florida. They are going to probably take the computer guy. Let's try and make this trade with Vancouver. And look at that, guys. The computer player did go first overall. Sunkfist, 81 overall, medium franchise. Wright's a 65 with medium franchise potential. 3 years out from the draft. I feel like he should be higher. So I'm going to try and get the Canucks pick here. One thing I noticed that's kind of crazy. I know we took him last year. Shouldn't trade prospects he just drafted. I mean, it has been a year. But look at this. I've never seen Wallstedt's value this high. 73 overall at 19 years old. Franchise potential goalie. But like last year, his value would be literally half this. Maybe it'd be like at the V at most. Goalie value usually isn't that high. It's basically equal there with the second overall pick. And I actually already tried making this trade. They said it was a little low still. So, I mean, I don't even think we have to add our first round pick, which is ridiculous. I'm thinking Stankoven's not bad. We could add Stankoven. Him and Wallstedt for Shane Wright is more than fine with me. See what the Canucks say. Trades accepted. Thank you very much. We'll take Shane Wright. So, made the playoffs. Still get Shane Wright. We do lose our goalie of the future, but we have Demko. So, we still have some time to find one. Plus, there's usually some goalies in free agency. Shane Wright, 80 overall. So he's only 1 overall below. Medium franchise. I mean, he could still end up being the better player as well. Savoy, 78, high elite. And then, Summers, made up guy, 78, medium elite. Nashville, Hayes, 77, medium elite. Lambert's still available. Okay, so Ottawa, we can't get him. But we could maybe go for the LA pick. Ottawa takes this guy, 71, medium top 6. All right, LA, we're going to try and get Brad Lambert here. The value, it's pretty high, but maybe they're interested in Ovi. They don't want the first. The first has a good amount of value, and as I already mentioned, they do want Ovi. His rights, I think the first and Ovi, that looks pretty even to me, honestly. If we could get Shane Wright and Brad Lambert here, that would just be absolutely ridiculous. Okay, so the guys that are on the block actually have too much value. Franchise guy, I'm pretty sure, did they take him first overall last year? Yeah, they did. Just a made-up dude. Franchise potential, such a joke. So McDermott, just whatever. Over the league maximum salary cap. I mean, it's literally his rights. How is that possible? That's so annoying. I tried retaining 50%. It still says LA would be over the league maximum salary cap. He doesn't have a contract. So many things wrong with franchise. I mean, okay, do they have somebody like 1 year left that has like no value maybe? Jeff Carter, Dustin Brown, that's perfect. Jeff Carter's lower, so add Jeff Carter. They're still below. We'll do Dustin Brown there instead. Higher rate, but he has like the same value as Carter. So Ovechkin's rights and a first round pick with 7th overall. Again, McDermott, Brown, we're not resigning either of them. We'll see what LA says here. Trades rejected. I'm not particularly interested in what you're sending us. Hopefully convince them otherwise. I'm also going to try throwing in our 2nd round pick. I think Brad Lambert's worth it. See what the Kings say here. Trades accepted. So a massive deal. We made one for Shane Wright, trading Wallstead and Stankoven. 1st, 2nd round pick, rights to Ovi for 7th overall. Again, Dustin Brown, unless he's super cheap, I don't see me taking him, but that is insane. So we'll take Brad Lambert here. Thank you very much. How we made the playoffs and we get Shane Wright and Brad Lambert, I have no idea. 76 overall, high elite. What a draft for us so far. And like I was mentioning, guys, I feel like it's time for Dot to take over that 2nd line center role. 85 overall, still only 21 years old, high toxic potential. I think he can get up to a high 80. Taze is only 2 overall higher right now, 34 years old, making $10.5 million for 2 more years. Really, it's 1 more year. Kane's a year younger, 6 overall higher. So we'll hold on to Kane. Taze, I noticed, pretty much equal trade value here to Jamie Drysdale. Now, the Ducks would be over the league maximum salary cap, but we can just take back, hopefully, kind of like LA. We shouldn't have to do this because you're literally just trading for the rights, but hopefully, okay, there we go. Lindholm. All right, we'll do Lindholm because I think that does work, and honestly, I might keep Lindholm with this trade, and it's still pretty equal value. We'll see what the Ducks say. Wow, Taze for Drysdale and Lindholm. Again, it's Lindholm's rights, but I wouldn't mind keeping him. Top pair with Bachfist. Nice little Swedish pair. And I just went through the rest of the 1st round, guys. So after we took Lambert, you got a couple medium top 4s, medium top 6. Basically just trying to see, medium elite. Carlson there, 64 overall. I was about to say, just basically looking to see if any medium elites are getting taken. Some medium top 9s there at the end. So Arizona's first pick's on the block. What I'm actually thinking is, because we got the rights to Lindholm, I would love to keep Lindholm. I think he'd be a good top pair D for us. He's still relatively young. Duncan Keith, I was looking at trying to move. He's now 83 overall, so he's dropped again. He was 84 at the deadline. We thought about moving him. Still has some value. I think, honestly, him and Martinez both, I'd be looking to move on from, as combined $10 million could get a much better defenseman for those two. We still have, decent top 3. We'll sign somebody. Bodwin, and then maybe a young player on the bottom pair. Keith to Arizona here. The 2nd rounders probably got a little bit too much value. Maybe we can get like a late 2nd for Keith. So next year, guys, trying to trade Duncan Keith to the Pittsburgh Penguins for their 2nd round pick. McGinn's just there for the roster spot. And trade accepted. Okay, it looked like it was actually a bit on their side, but that's a nice trade for us. So it was actually like a mid 2nd round pick. The thing is, we literally are going in blind here. Could get a medium top 6 forward. Could get a low top 9. We know the player types there. Essential scouting. I mean, I could look if I recognize any names, but 2022 I'm not too familiar with yet. Yeah, this is going to be tough. Might as well check if there's gems. I doubt it. No, they do know a bust for us, though. That's good. We got literally nothing to base this off of, so I'm going to go with this guy named Sundin. I remember last year in NHL 20 there was a 6th Sundin player. And medium top 9, 60 overall. He's actually better than the Ottawa pick. Seems to be a lot of medium top 9s. The medium top 4 there by Montreal was nice. Same with the Devils, medium top 6. But Not terrible. Try to make a trade with Carolina now, offering up Martinez for their second rounder. Pretty equal value. Trades accepted. There you go. And I was about to say again that the value was a little bit on their side, but it worked out for us. I want to show you guys too. This is why I make, custom rosters. Jacob Slavin's actually got a ton of value there, like he should. If it was EA's ratings, his value would be like just for fast level, which makes no sense. So hopefully we can get a little bit more lucky with that Martinez trade than the Duncan Keith one. Again, that just cleared up like $10 million in cap space for us, so we could re-sign Lindholm and then have $5 million to do whatever with. Get another defenseman, because trading away Ovi should be enough to keep Strome and Bachfist. Our scouts like this guy. Okay, fine. Give him a chance. See if the scouts are right. Low top 6. Okay, that's not terrible. Our next pick is actually the first pick in the 5th round. Kip Avery, some Polish guy. Do we give the Polish dude some... I mean, if they have a face, they're probably bad, because I would know them. We'll give Kip Avery a shot. Bottom 6. Shouldn't have given him a shot. Like I was saying, look, these guys got faces, AHL potential, which you got to go for like the made-up guys. So we're not going to take Sex Smith, kind of a cool name. Do we go for another Swede? We've just been taking Sony Mironov. Sometimes the random Russian goalies late in the draft are sick. Medium backup, not Mironov. Late 6th rounder here. Come on. Russian D-man, scouts like him. I always forget what that country is. Medium 7th D. We have one more pick here, I think, in the 7th round. So, I mean, in terms of the players we don't know, not the greatest draft, but, oh, look at that. We actually have a bit of, something. Okay, so I didn't realize, I guess, it was just late in the draft. They're actually finding some guys. Man, I should have sorted by potential, because last time they just straight up found nobody. This Finnish dude, though, 50-50 medium elite. After that, I mean, it's probably trash anyway, but Voutilainen. Please be decent. Medium bottom 6. It didn't help us at all. But having said that, guys, this draft was still amazing. Shane Wright 2, Lambert 7, traded for Drysdale and Lindholm. Just unreal. And I just got a notification. Our entire coaching staff needs a new contract, except for the goalie coach we just signed. Our AHL goalie coach must have retired because he's just straight up not here. But like I said, I actually really like our NHL coaches, so I'm going to try and keep them because I thought they did well. Now, the AHL assistant coach looks to be kind of trash. It's like all D's and C's. I could find a guy who at least has decent teaching, so fire him. And then the other 2 AHL coaches, they're both... I mean, the head coach isn't bad. The associate coach is pretty bad. The AHL head coach wants $650. Honestly, I'm thinking whole new AHL coaching staff, but the NHL coaching staff want to try and keep. So we're at the resign phase now, guys. Again, probably one of the craziest, if not the craziest drafts I've ever had. I mean, I still can't believe we got Wright and Lambert traded for Drysdale. Like, we should be set up really nice for the future. You can see we have almost $50 million in cap space. So, obviously, a ton of guys need to resign, but we have a lot of money here. And our team still looks really good. I'm surprised Hall didn't grow at all. He's still a 91, even though he put up over 100 points. I guess he did have 100 points here before. So, Bachfist, what's he going to cost us? 6.9. Oh my gosh, that's actually, for an 89 overall defenseman, that's actually insane. We only have 8 years left. 8.2. Wow, it's actually really reasonable the entire way. We'll see how much money we have, but I think I might lock him up long term. Dylan Strome here. Yeah, he wants 10 million. Are you kidding me? It doesn't get much cheaper. I mean, he's 89. 10 million's a lot of money, though. I'm really wishing I signed him long term when we first started this. Could have gotten him so much cheaper, like $6 million for 6 years or something. Well, let's try 8 years at 9. See what he says as a starting point. I think that's not, I mean, 89 overall play, it's still really not that bad. Lindholm, I'd like to keep. $5 million for 4 years. That's actually really fair. Now Kirby Doc's gonna be second line center. He wants $5 million for 6 years. That's actually really fair from Doc. Try and see if we can get that down to like 4.75. Kublik needs a new deal. Doesn't want to sign with us, which sucks. I mean, he was playing third line, so I get it. If he doesn't want to sign with us, we'll offer him the thing. We'll offer him what he's asking. If he says no, he's just gonna go to free agency. Chernak here. Let's see what he wants. 5.8. We'll qualify, which costs us 3.9. Hopefully, we can just get him that way. Justin Brown, unless it's super cheap. Yeah, 37 years old. I'm going to let him go. We just got him because we had to make that trade for the rights because it was just straight up not working. Shane Wright, I'm thinking third line center his rookie year. 80 overall. Give him at least Alex Nylander, maybe somebody else in the other wing. help him out. Walmart for 78. We could get better than that for cheaper. Roy, guys, let me know. He could become an NHL defenseman for us. McGinn was another guy we just took back in a trade. But basically the rest just AHL guys we'll have to go through and sign, except for Demko. 26.84. What's he looking for? $4 million for 4 years. I mean, he's a UFA. There's really no harm in just seeing what's out there. If there's a better goalie, we could sign him. So I'll just let him go, and maybe we bring him back. Maybe we don't. Malcolm Subban doesn't want to come back. 1.3. I mean, Vavelion's 1 overall lower, but he's younger. That's insane. 750K. He's our new backup. I guess we need an AHL. We need 2 new AHL goalies because Lackinen 27. I'm not bringing him back. We got our NHL backup. We'll need an AHL starter and backup, as well as an NHL starter after this. Our NHL head coach accepted his offer, but he said something like, I'm not that happy with the role you offered me, even though we literally offered him the highest role. But he did accept. Associate coach, though, did not, because he wants to be an NHL head coach. That's fine, I guess. The assistant coach, I'm not interested in joining with his job title. He wants to be an associate coach, so we could bump him 1. Lose the associate. There we go. Hampus Lindholm decided to sign his contract, so we got him and Drysdale for Taze. What a trade. Kubalik accepted. Oh, I didn't think he would. Hopefully we have the cap. Strom rejects. Doc accepts. That was a really good contract. We have a line in, right. Okay, so let's see what we're looking at now in terms of the money. Kubalik didn't expect to be back. We still have 33 million. So Bokvis 7, Strom 10, 17. We'd still have like $15-16 million, which is pretty ridiculous, and we'd still have like a pretty good team. For forwards, we really have no worries. Goalie, we do need to start a starting goaltender. Defense, we'll need a couple lower end defensemen. That's about it. I'm gonna try 9.25 for Strom. If he says no, I'll just bump it up to 9.5. And I'll just slowly bump it up. I feel like we can get him hopefully under 10. 8 years though, so he'll be locked up forever. And then Bokvist, we have the money right now. I think he's just going to keep getting better and better. Could do 8 years for him as well. 7.5 million, which for an 89 overall is still a steal of a deal. And there we go. Bokvist did accept his offer. That's awesome. Strom no rejects, still playing hardball with us. Also, I always forget, you can just advance the day on this screen. And there we go. He did finally accept his offer. So after that, we have 18.3 million in cap space. I think our offense is good. 3, 4, that's our top 6. Nylander, right, Fanasayev, and then we basically need a 4th line. That's super cheap. We can get like $3 million players. Defense, Chernak will match whatever. I'm just going to kind of play hardball with him. I think our top 4 is honestly fine. Basically just need a bottom pair, assuming no growth. And then we need an NHL starting goalie and a couple AHL goalies. And we have 18 million bucks, so we're in a pretty good spot. So here we go, guys. It's now free agency. I'm very curious to see who's out there because we got some money to spend. Morgan Riley, 10.7 million. We could do that and then just let Chernak go. Still have 9 million bucks to get a goalie. Crystal Tang's also available, but same money, 7 years older. Ovechkin did hit free agency. Ooh, I kind of feel bad there. Who did we trade him to? I want to say it was the Kings, right? I kind of feel bad they weren't able to sign him, but I mean, they took the risk. Philip Forsberg's there. I think our top 6 forwards, though, are fine. David Perron wants 9 million and 87. That's ridiculous. Hoffman's 83 wants 7.4. Giroux's available. Werenski, but I'm sure he's an RFA. He is. I mean, Riley's only 4 years older. Burakovsky, Vatanen, some pretty crazy names out there for sure. I think we got to go for Morgan Riley. I don't think we can pass that up. And then goaltending-wise, Halak's up to an 89. I mean, he did win the Vezina, right? Montembeault, 86. Again, I can't believe Toronto ran him and Jack Campbell. Tuukka Rask still there as an 87. 35 years old, 5.8 million. I mean, that's not bad. Like, we really just need a stopgap. I really just need a stopgap goalie. I'm not sure if I believe in Halak, especially at 8 million bucks. I think Rask makes more sense as well. Him and Halak are actually the only 2 elite role goalies. Everyone else there is a starter. Holtby 85. Same with Kemper. Rask still has elite potential as well, where Halak's is starter. So I think Rask is the guy to go for. 35. I mean, he just still has elite potential, but it's risky. I'm thinking just 1 year. Come in and play for us. 6.5 million. Have a shot at the Stanley Cup, and then we can kind of reassess. Sign a new goalie, trade for a goalie. And then I think we got to go for Morgan Riley here. I don't know how you don't. 20 years old, 90 overall. Him and Bokvist would be the new top pair. We could have Lindholm, Chernak, Bodwin, and then literally we'll just have an AHL guy for the 6. It doesn't matter at that point. This is paying him until he's 35. I believe that's fine. 11 million bucks. I think Riley's worth it. Let's take a shot. Also, guys, taking a look at 2A players here. We still need an AHL starting and backup goalie. Stuart Skinner. Edmonton didn't resign. 23 years old, 80 overall, UFA. I don't know what they're doing. I'll give him the max to be our AHL starter. He could even turn into the backup. That's an awesome contract. Now we still need AHL backup. 21.72 for Ellis. With medium fringe, looks pretty good to me to be the AHL backup. So I'm going to give him some money too to make sure he signs. Obviously, we traded away Wallstedt, but one of those guys could actually turn out to be an AHL goalie. We'll check defense next. We have a ton of contract spots. Should still have about 10 or so. 24.79, medium top 4. Coughlin, why is he a free agent? I mean, literally, he could be like a sixth defenseman for us in the NHL. Same with this guy here. Capo Bianco, he's not that bad. Green here as well is pretty solid. 24.77, medium top 4. Like, if they have a good year, they're going to jump. 20.57, low top 4 is not the best. Ranston we traded and pack out there. Siegenthaler, 25.79, low top 4. I mean, these are just AHL guys for us, potentially, depending how the summer goes. It could be bottom pair NHL D-man, so it really works for us no matter what. Rassinen didn't grow. This Delamont guy, 20.57. I'm willing to take a chance on him. Wow. Ratcliffe, 23.76, medium top 6. I don't get how some of these guys are, slipping through the cracks. We've got to take advantage. I was saying we need a fourth line center as well. Nicholas Waugh here, 25.80, medium top 6 potential. I mean, literally perfect fourth line center for us. If I remember right, he's got very good defensive stats. Yeah, 85 D awareness and stick checks. Not bad at all for a fourth line guy. Svechnikov's available here, not Andre Evgeny. 25.78, low top 6. Take a chance on him. We also got another medium top 6 guy in Shaw. 23, only a 75, but good AHL year, you never know. Heponiemi, Kachuk, they're both RFAs, but I'll send them both a contract. And there we go, that low top 4 guy accepted our offer. Probably the one I wanted the least. He was the first one to say yes. And Siegenthaler as well. So again, AHL top pair, NHL bottom pair. Waugh, we got our fourth line center. He'll be playing behind Shane Wright. Stuart Skinner, AHL starting goalie. Some really good guys available. Heponiemi went with his other team, I think Florida. That's fine. Svechnikov joins the team. That's nice. Shaw joined the team. Ratcliffe, Green. Those guys have medium top 6. Coughlin's a 79, so could make the NHL team. Kachuk there. Appreciates the interest, but went with Florida. Capobianco. Velati there. Ellis is our AHL backup. He's honestly not that bad. Flyer second rounder for ours and a low top 6. I mean, I might as well just keep the prospect, especially with the draft being a complete wild card. Waiting to hear back from Morgan Riley. Tuukka Rask, there we go. We have our starting goaltender. And, of course, backing him up. Could be Vavalainen or it could be Stuart Skinner. We'll see. And Morgan Riley accepted too. So we are a good-looking team. He also had 17 points in 24 games in the Maple Leafs Stanley Cup run last year before losing to Winnipeg. We have $1.5 million in cap space. We have 2 contract spots, but I think we are all filled out. I think we should be fine. I'll take a look at the contracts. So we made it to the preseason, guys, and no one gave Chernik an offer sheet. So after moving around some contracts, we have $3.5 million here. Should be able to get him locked up. Oh yeah, 2.8 for 1. That's perfect. We'll see 2.7 and get back to you. He should say yes. Also, guys, I figured I'd check free agency as we can still use a fourth line forward, and I see that Riley Smith is available. 83 overall, only wants 1.9. If you remember, I believe Hoffman was an 83, asking for like $7.5 million. Jarmelson and Bufflin are also there, but they're both 35 plus, and I think our D, especially with the Chernak signing, is more than fine. I think we could actually sign both these guys. I want to say it'll work out. I'll do 1.75 though in case it's close, but that'd be a great signing. 83 overall, Riley Smith, 1.75. We'd actually jump into our third line, play him on a line with Wright and Nylander. I think that'd be awesome. And there we go. Chernik accepts. I'm hoping Riley Smith also says yes. Oh, our roster's full. Okay, so we got to trade somebody crap. Oh my God, Taylor Hall had 4 points in the first preseason game. Beat Colorado 10-6. Hopefully, sign of things to come. And look at this, guys. I go to make a trade. Our entire first page of players is all almost full trade value. Doc there is off the page, and he's one of our best players still. That's just ridiculous. And speaking of Colorado, I'm going to try and trade them our 3 worst guys right now. I believe they're all scratched in the AHL. They don't matter. We're just doing it to clear up the roster spot. 5th round pick, I'd be ecstatic. No, okay, so maybe we'll do a 7th. I see they had like 18 roster spots, so, for them, it's really nothing. And there you go, we get a 7th rounder for it. Now I'm going to try and sign Riley Smith again. Unfortunately, he's asking for $2 million now, so a little bit more. And we only have 1.55. Okay, yeah, 2 years makes it. I mean, maybe he'll say yes. I know we're in the preseason, but Morgan Riley's got 8 points in 3 games. Jeez, dude's a beast. I don't like that offer. Another 8-3 win. We're just going off. Waiting to hear back from Smith again. Rejects again. So right now, guys, we're trying to make a trade happen to clear some cap space so we can sign Riley Smith. I see Nashville has Sam Gagner. At first, I was like, oh, this has to be a created player. Nope. 81 overall, 33 years old, making $3.3 million. That's not even a good contract for 81. And he's got almost the same value as Yossi, equal to Duchesne. What the heck? So right here, guys, trying to make a trade with the St. Louis Blues for Costin. 3 years left at $2.2 million. It's a very good contract for an 83 overall player. 23 years old, he can keep getting better. One weird thing, I was looking at his stats. Really good hands, good stick check, fast. 47 aggressiveness. I feel like someone messed up his aggressiveness stat. They forgot to boost it, although by default, I think it's like a 65 or something. So super strange. Hopefully it doesn't matter. Basically, we're saving $3 million, only going down 1 overall, and we can sign Riley Smith with that money. Also, 2 Costin's younger, can keep growing. They want Kubalik. The value's pretty equal. Let's see what they say. Trade's rejected. Honestly, I think that might go through, but we could have like Siegenthaler here, who we signed. Don't really need. He's not going to be in the NHL for us. 4th round pick. I'll take back this trash guy, D'Amato. I'll just try and get rid of him in a trade eventually. See what the Blues say now. And there we go. Okay, so if we can now sign Riley Smith, I think that's a great trade because we just got 283 overall forwards in exchange for 184. Plus Costin can keep getting better. So yeah, we have $4 million. Riley Smith, I'm not going to mess around with it. Give him the exact amount of money he's asking for. I guess it worked out for him. He held out. He got it. His money. And I think, we should be pretty good now. There we go. Riley Smith did accept his offer. So let me add him to the lineup and see what they look like. So you got me out in the forward group, guys, is Ryan Kuffner. I'm going to try sending him down to the AHL. I'm thinking he might get picked up. He didn't get picked up. Okay, awesome. So I'll show you guys what the lines are looking like now. We're a young team, and yet I think we're Stanley Cup contenders still. So that first line is DeBrincat, Strome, and Patty Kane, which is actually what the Blackhawks have rocked as a line for the last, couple of years. Strome and DeBrincat, the buddies, playing with Patty Kane. They're getting +3, so that's like a 96, 92, 91. They should go off. Second line's also stacked. You got Hull, Doc, and Nylander playing like 86, 89, 94. Third line's all new. You got Costin there playing with Shane Wright, the rookie, and Riley Smith. So I feel like Wright should do well. His role is only depth forward, so playing third line is more than enough minutes for him. He's got 5 points in 4 games already. That's pretty awesome, to be honest. I forgot because, yeah, we started simming. We're trying to sign Riley Smith. So already he's off to a pretty good start. Fourth line, Afanasayev, Nicholas Wall, and Svechnikov I think's really good too. Defensively, Riley and Bachfist, the top pair, getting a +3. So playing like a 93 and 92 is insane. Chernik and Lindholm getting a +1. Then you got Bodwin and Coughlin. There was actually like 380 overall D-men I had to choose from, but Coughlin's 24, so he's the youngest of the 3. The other 2 were 25. Also, he's signed for 2 years opposed to 1. So if he does grow, we still have him there, but the rest would actually have to get paid. Goaltending-wise, Rask did drop by 1 to an 86, but Skinner's actually up to an 82. So overall, I guess it's like a +1 addition for the goalies. So I think our goalies there look more than good. Now in the AHL, we got Soderlin, we got Lambert there as the first line center, high elite 76, and Whistle. Plus Kuffner's going to be dropping down. Once I do that, I'll probably have to fix this up a bit, but still. Lucas Reichel there. You got Douglas on the 4th line, Dallin, you got Senishin. Defensively, Capobianco playing with Drysdale top pair. Drysdale, hopefully he's going to grow a ton. Waugh, Chad Kreis, you got Clegg and Green bottom pair getting a +3. Vavalion's an 81 AHL starter. Ellis there backing him up. So both teams looking pretty stacked, honestly. Like, it's kind of insane just how good we're looking. Also, too, guys, quickly, I'll show you the captaincy. Obviously, trade away the captain and Jonathan Toews, but the return, how could we not? Drysdale, Lindholm. So the new captain, kind of makes sense, Patty Kane. Gave an A to Hall and then give another A to Morgan Riley. I figured the 3 veterans make sense. We're actually about to play Tampa Bay here, so a pretty good team. I feel like a good team to kind of weigh our overalls against, see how we stack up. Patty Kane there has 7 points in 4 games so far. So let's see. 96 offense, 1 lower than last year, but 93 defense is a nice improvement. Also, 86 goaltending is a lot higher too. So offense is almost as good as last year, and then defense and goaltending have both improved. So really looking forward to see how we do this year. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this episode. If you did, leave that thumbs up. If you guys haven't subscribed yet, make sure you do that. And as always, thanks so much for watching. Have a nice day. Goodbye.